In the vast landscape of North Africa lies Sudan, a country rich in history and diverse in its population. In recent years, however, Sudan has been thrust into deep crisis, capturing the attention of the international community. Today we delve into the heart of the crisis and shed light on the events that have unfolded. At the center of this story are the Sudanese people, who have endured a turbulent past and have been yearning for a democratic future. For over 3 decades, President Omar al-Bashir ruled Sudan with an iron fist, overseeing a regime marred by corruption, economic mismanagement, and human rights abuses. Under his leadership, the country faced severe economic challenges, skyrocketing inflation, and widespread poverty. In 2018, fueled by frustration over economic hardships, corruption, and political repression, the people of Sudan took to the streets in mass protests, demanding change, and the ousting of President al-Bashir. The protesters, largely driven by youth and civil society groups, faced a brutal crackdown by security forces, resulting in numerous casualties and human rights violations. However, their resilience and determination only grew stronger, galvanizing a movement for democratic reform. The tipping point came in April 2019, when the military, led by General Awad ibn Auf, removed al-Bashir from power in a coup. This marked a significant movement in Sudan's history, offering hope for a democratic transition. In the aftermath, a transitional period was initiated, with power shared between the military and civilian groups. This delicate balance was embodied by the Sovereign Council, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and the civilian-led cabinet, spearheaded by Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok. This transitional government faced immense challenges as they aimed to rebuild Sudan's institutions, address economic crises, and heal the wounds of the past. The Sudanese people yearned for economic prosperity, justice, and a genuine civilian-led government. It was a journey marked by hope, but also by tensions and power struggles between the military and civilian forces. However, just when Sudan seemed to be on the path towards democratic governance, a new crisis unfolded. In October 2021, General al-Burhan seized power, staging another coup against the civilian government. This abrupt turn of events shattered the dreams of millions and plunged Sudan into a new era of uncertainty and turmoil. General al-Burhan, breaking the power-sharing agreement, orchestrated a coup that dissolved the civilian-led government and detained key political figures, including Prime Minister Hamdok. This event sent shockwaves through Sudan and through the international community, eliciting widespread condemnation and calls for the immediate restoration of civilian rule. In the face of mounting pressure, negotiations ensued between the military and civilian leaders. In December 2021, a new agreement was reached, leading to the formation of a new transitional government. However, this government retained significant military influence, further undermining hopes for a fully civilian-led administration. This period following the formation of the new government was characterized by an atmosphere of distrust and tension between the military and civilian factions. The Sudanese people, having initially been hopeful for a peaceful transition to democracy, became increasingly disillusioned with the slow pace of reforms, the continued presence of military influence, and the erosion of civil liberties. Despite the challenges, there were efforts to address some of the pressing issues faced by Sudan, such as the dire economic situation, access to basic services, and the need for justice and accountability. However, the aspirations of the Sudanese people for genuine economic governance were left largely unfulfilled. As the months passed, frustration and discontent grew among the Sudanese population. Civil society organizations, youth movements, and political groups continued to mobilize and voice their demands for an end to military rule and the establishment of a truly civilian-led government. Within the complex landscape of Sudan's recent history, the Rapid Support Forces, or the RSF, have emerged as a key player. Originally established in 2013 as a paramilitary force known as the Janjaweed, the RSF evolved into a separate entity under the command of General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, commonly known as Hemeti. In the past 3 years, the RSF has played a significant role in Sudan's political landscape and has been involved in a range of activities that have drawn both praise and criticism. In the aftermath of the 2019 coup that ousted President Omar al-Bashir, the RSF, led by Hemeti, aligned itself with the military and became a powerful force within the transitional government. While the RSF has claimed to serve as stabilizing force, critics have accused them of human rights abuses and violence against civilians in conflict-afflicted areas, particularly in Darfur. They have been deployed to border areas to combat smuggling and secure Sudan's territorial integrity. integrity. Additionally, the RSF has been engaged in counterinsurgency operations against armed groups, particularly in Darfur. The RSF's involvement in these operations has drawn both international attention and condemnation. Human rights organizations have documented allegations of atrocities committed by the RSF, including arbitrary arrests, torture, sexual violence, and extrajudicial killings. Despite these allegations, the RSF has garnered support within Sudan for their role in maintaining security and combating armed groups. They have also been involved in humanitarian efforts, such as providing assistance during natural disasters and supporting internally displaced people. However, the RSF's actions and influence raise concerns about their role in Sudan's political landscape. Their close association with General al-Burhan and their growing power within the transitional government raise concerns about the extent of civilian control over the military and the path towards genuine democratic governance. The RSF's involvement and the allegations surrounding their conduct have added another layer of complexity to Sudan's already fragile political landscape. Further complicating the crisis is the involvement of external actors, namely Russia. Both al-Burhan and Hemeti have had past interactions and dealings with both Wagner and the Russian government. Sudan's rare earth minerals trade has drawn interest from Russia, as well as other large international actors like the US and China. With this backdrop, Sudan's pathway to the April 2023 coup was paved by mounting societal unrest and the widening gap between the military and civilian faction. The April 2023 coup marked a turning point, plunging Sudan into deeper chaos and intensifying the conflict between the various factions vying for control. This coup, launched by Hemeti with the RSF pinned against the Sudanese military, is yet another tectonic twist in Sudan's continuing political odyssey. The country has once again fallen into a state of uncertainty, with violence escalating, humanitarian conditions deteriorating, and the hopes for a peaceful democratic transition shattered.